Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Boss Rush Podcast, a great place to play games and be better. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Derrigan. Alongside me, as always, is the PC Muscle Race himself, LeRon Dawkins.
What's poppin'?
Also joining us is that retro code Eddie V.
Near Automata this Friday. Yes.
It's actually tomorrow. But
You yay! You guys finally get to play the game. I'm so happy for you, Nintendo people.
Oh, I bet you more people recognize it on Switch. They like our people already have pre-ordered it, or they already plan on buying it.
Anyways, before Ed goes off on us, the Switch, only Switch, and everybody Switch. We have a special guest tonight. She is super cool. You might have heard her 1v1 with Celeste. You're going to hear her on a couple Talk the Walks involving Life is Strange. We have Cordy Yikes is here.
Hi, guys.
Yay! Cordy, we're going to get to you in a second. Stephanie's a little under the weather tonight, so I guess we let her have the night off. So, everybody tweet at Kliamov_author and tell her to feel better because, feeling sick sucks.
Yes.
But anyways, Cordy, we're glad you're here. For people who don't know who you are, tell people who you are and what you do and why you're cool.
I do a little bit of everything, but not a lot of everything all at the same time. I'm esports. I do digital marketing. I talk about Life is Strange like nobody's business. And I'm an Animal Crossing cozy gamer. So that's what I do. That's what I do.
The last time I played Animal Crossing, a scary Easter bunny chased me around the island, and I had to collect eggs for it before it murdered me. So
I don't think it was murder, but
no,
I mean,
look at that bunny. It's gonna murder somebody. It's like I don't know. It's like one of them big scary Chuck E. Cheese animals. It's
all right, the animatronics.
Yeah.
All right, Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna go there, Ed, but now that you went there. Anyways, how's everyone doing? An hour after we're supposed to start.
I'm gonna mostly damage Corey right off the get-go by asking everybody what their favorite scary video game is since it's spooky season right now.
My favorite one. So I am right in the top 5 for Boss Rush. But one of mine is Deception.
Okay.
Deception.
Okay.
And the reason why is because I love the design of this game is that you are trapping people, and so they're coming in, and you're hoping that they land on your trap and you kill them that way. The more you trap, the more you kill, the more you progress, and it's kind of a Tactics RPG, but it's kind of if you think of Night Trap and everything, it's in that design of the game. So I remember playing Deception 2 on a demo disc for my PlayStation 1, and I was just like, okay, I got to get this game. And I just remember falling in love, just seeing all these people, they looking around, trying to find out some stuff, and then they fall into my trap and I kill them. And it was just such a good feeling to be a villain. So that's one of my favorite spooky games.
Okay, cool.
Awesome.
Corey, what you got?
Blue Stinger on the Dreamcast.
I'm the games that much scary as it is hokey.
Me and Corey have been talking about Blue Stinger for years, and every time he talks about it, I love it because it's such a bonkers game.
It's not even really that scary. It's just it was Sega's kind of attempt to make a survival
game.
Yeah,
make a Resident Evil game.
Yeah, and it's very goofy. It's very stupid. Some of the
Blue Stinger's the one were you on the aircraft carrier, right?
No, you're on Dinosaur Island, a research facility
That's right.
They're researching the meteor that crashed into the Earth that killed the dinosaurs, and it turns out you get to fight zombie dinosaurs in that game. Spoilers.
Oh, sick.
So, including one, like the last boss, spoilers, is a giant zombie dinosaur, and it's huge. So, yeah, it's
Fun.
This game is weird.
Yeah, it's not that scary.
No, it's not scary at all, but it's funny. It's goofy. But it is technically a survival horror game. So the word
And
horror is
so
in it.
And so is Dino Crisis 2.
Oh yeah, Dino Crisis.
No, the second Dino Crisis.
Yeah.
No, that was not. There was nothing scary about Dino Crisis 2.
There's nothing scary about Dino Crisis 1.
I feel like Dino Crisis 1 was more scarier than Dino Crisis 2 by leaps and bounds. Courtney, what you got?
I've got Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion. It's got 1,000 floors on Steam. It's cute in the beginning, but then it is terrifying up to, I think I get up to at least the 58th floor. And I can't do it anymore. I start breaking out in sweats, and I'm like, nope, it's cute, but it's not at the same time.
What about you, LeRon?
Definitely a game y'all should try.
My favorite spooky game has got to be like it's hard to like because I have quite a few. But my favorite one has to be Dead Space 2. Yes. And I just shared a link with you guys in the chat. Like one of the most traumatic scenes in the game is something that you have to do yourself, and it's towards the end of the game where Isaac has to climb into the machine to get the marker data out of his head, which means he has to like have a machine like poke a very long needle into his eye to hit his brainstem.
I'm picking back the Dead Space 1 this Friday, and I'm gonna try to work through the series by the end of the month.
Yeah, I'm going to be streaming the entire trilogy this month. I haven't started yet. I'm kind of behind, but yeah, that's what I'm doing.
You know, LeRon, I will retweet your tweets when you're streaming. That is scary.
No. You will watch. Hold on. Watching me play Dead Space is not going to be as horrifying and traumatic as you playing it. I'm going to tell you that right now. Even though Dead Space 1 is going to be a treat for a lot of people because like Dead Space 1 still jump scares me.
Perfect.
Yeah. Dead Space 1 still jump scares me. Dead Space 2 is so fun that like it's like this is not even a scary game, you know. Right. Dead Space 3 has two parts where it does jump scare me because it's scripted and I just always fall for it every time. But Dead Space 1 has so many jump scares because it's randomized.
I know. So if you guys don't know, Kenji Eno, who was director of Warp. He made a game called D, but he also made a game called Enemy Zero.
I remember that game too.
You may not have heard of Enemy Zero. So Enemy Zero is that you're walking in this, I believe it's a ship, and you can't see no enemies. You have to hold your gun, and you got to listen to the sound on where they're coming from. By the time they get you, you got to make sure that you're facing them right and shooting them. Because if you don't do it, they'll kill you.
Can't do it.
Also, if you save the game, you take the energy off from the boat, so it gets darker and darker every time you save the game. So you are literally limited on how many saves while trying to find out where this enemy is at by listening to the sounds. Kenji Eno during the Sega Saturn kind of drink, like in the early 90s, kind of 2000s, he was the leader of survival horror games. Even though Capcom did like Sweet Home and Resident Evil, if you want a true fear in a survival horror game, Kenji Eno was like the dad of it. Because Alone in the Dark is kind of the start of it, but Resident Evil kind of perfected it in a sense to make it popular. But Kenji Eno, like if you knew that you was getting one of his games, it was a horror game that no one in the business have ever thought of or created. So yeah.
Yeah, I can't do that. Hearing something breathe in the back of my headphones. No.
That's why I don't play scary games with my headphones on.
You know what game was like really scary actually if you had headphones on was Hellblade. That game was super creepy and scary.
Like that?
Because of the voices.
Yeah. And that game is just like not like jump scary or like gory scary. It's just like atmospheric and very Hellblade 2.
Having the feeling of being thinking, what is it? Schizophrenic? I cannot say the word.
Psychosis. She has psychosis.
Schizophrenic.
schizophrenic. That's it. Yeah, having that where all the voices talking to you and everything.
Well, I mean that like I want to say every Dead Space. Dead Space 1 and 2 for sure. Like there's someone always whispering and talking in the background, and sometimes they're talking at you, and there's sometimes just talking around you.
But what about Parasite Eve? Like, was that supposed to be?
It was. I don't think.
Game?
I don't think Parasite Eve was supposed to be. I think it was just more of a thriller sci-fi type game. Like it was set up as an RPG, so I don't feel I don't think it could be scary.
Okay. Yeah, I always wondered what was Parasite Eve considered as, because I know that had RPG elements.
Yeah.
And you was running around shooting and stuff.
It's an action RPG.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I would say it was.
I don't know why I got phlegmy all of a sudden.
Phlegmy.
Phlegm. Gross. It's about that time of year, guys, so you know what else it's time for. It's
Patreon shout outs.
Oh my gosh, Ed.
Yes. Let's go.
Oh, goodness.
Anyways, yes, it is time for our Patreon shout-outs. If you want to support the Boss Rush podcast and our family of shows, you can head on over to Patreon, patreon.com/Boss Rush Network, a monthly subscription service where you can support your favorite creators directly. We offer 2 tiers. $1 a month gets you early access to multiple shows here on the Boss Rush Network, or the $5 tier. What's the $5 tier get you? It gets you early access plus a Patreon producer shout out.
Why are you laughing like that?
Because he's doing all these hand motions. I can't.
I'm
getting distracted.
I was distracted because I was looking at something online just now.
Oh wow.
So without further ado, our Patreon producers for this episode of the Boss Rush podcast are Adriel Munger, Celeste Roberts.
Okay, now I'm watching.
My wife, Sana Dierig, Francisco Santillan, Rebecca Jewell, and Austin Campbell.
What? Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I love you.
I miss Austin. We need to get him on here at some point.
Let me tell you, me and his wife been falling out laughing for all his goofiness on Twitter. I'll just be like, this man is something. I love Austin.
Oh, I loved her comment on the TikTok I shared where the dog like chokeslammed the pit bull. I mean the cat chokeslammed the pit bull. Oh my god, that was hilarious.
Gosh.
Wow.
Okay, something was going on with these 2 pit bulls and a house cat. The dog's just tripping out, and the cat was like, whoa. And it got to a point where, the owner got all the animals calmed down, and it was a point where the dog was trying to climb back on the bed, and you just see the cat just like jump on his neck and
No.
down to the ground off the bed.
Wow.
Wow.
Anyways, I want to thank all of our Patreon producers. I want to thank all of our patrons, and I want to thank all of our free listeners. Remember, all of our content remains free. We just provide some perks for you if you want to support us. You can also support us by heading over to our store, which I'd never promote, or subscribe to the YouTube channel, or leave us a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify.
Yes.
Anyways,
Let's go.
who's doing cool stuff? Who's playing stuff? Anybody try to play Overwatch?
No, not me.
No, I've just been hearing everybody complain about trying to get in, and I'm thinking of DDoS.
I downloaded it. Turns out if you have Overwatch installed somewhere, it just uses the Overwatch client and updates it to Overwatch 2. So,
Oh,
I haven't
does it
downloaded
really?
it for
Yeah.
Switch yet.
yeah, so Overwatch 1 you literally cannot download anymore, or like even search for, which is crazy. But also it's like exactly the same game with a season. It's a free to play season pass model now.
Yes.
So, and if you didn't buy the first one and you downloaded the free to play one, you have to unlock all the heroes. They don't just unlock automatically. You have to play and unlock them all.
I heard it takes a long time to unlock them.
Yeah, or you can download the I forget what it's called. It's like the Founders Pack for $40, and it unlocks all of them and grants you the first season pass.
Does it?
Yeah,
I guess I was downloading it right now.
So
yeah.
I know people were just like, I've been in shorter queues of Final Fantasy 14 because when they
got
expansion,
DDoSed. So I mean, it's not like that many people are playing. They're just getting DDoSed. So I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are trying to play it because it's Overwatch. But
has anyone even said anything about the game? Like,
yeah, Game Informer gave it a 9. Game Informer said it's a must play. Not that we really consider outlet reviews anymore, but we just had a conversation.
Yeah, we had a whole conversation last night about that.
But all outlets are saying, giving it 8s and 9s. They're like, Overwatch is back, and it's like, first of all, how can you review a game when half of it's not even out yet? That's what I want to know, because the campaign is the Overwatch 2 is supposed to have a campaign, and it's not out yet.
Just a multiplayer.
Technically, a live beta. Whatever.
There is, though, if anyone's an esports person, cough cough, LA Gladiators have skins for Overwatch.
They do.
Oh yeah.
They do. I posted that this morning. I was so excited.
I'm wearing my Overwatch League hoodie too, by the way.
Perfect.
To celebrate. I want to thank Blizzard for one of the most comfiest hoodies ever made. Thank you for providing me with this hoodie at PAX the first time I went.
I think I'll stick to Splatoon 3. I've been enjoying that, having fun, painting.
Can I just say, I tried to play Splatoon, and I want to love that game so much, and I just don't like it.
Really?
I love it. I think it's because you're so used to Destiny, and Splatoon is such a different game. I mean, think about it.
True. I like a bunch of different games.
How many years have you invested in Destiny outside of any first-person shooter or multiplayer game?
Time wasted in Destiny. Let's go to that site and see how many hours I have wasted. I'm so scared.
Because I think with something like Splatoon 3, with Splatoon in general, it's a completely different purpose designed as a game. It's that you have to take over somebody's area by painting. It doesn't matter how many kills or how many times you stop the opponent. As long as you are doing your job of getting paint in the area, you win.
Does Splatoon 3 have a story mode to it, like 2 did?
Yeah, it has.
Okay.
Yeah, it has a campaign. But when Splatoon first came out, that was the premise of it. It's still the premise of it. Was that it was a multiplayer game where you got your team must take over the other team, and whoever has the most area painted in their team's paint, they win and everything. So that's a completely different evolution of multiplayer game, and no one else has done that before. You have captured the flag, but that's like playing football. So oh, Corey, did you find it?
I did. I don't know if I want to say this number out loud.
Say it. Do it. How old is your game?
I have spent 1,983 hours in Destiny since it launched in 2014.
Said
so
1,983.
Right. And compare that to you playing Arbor to a Splatoon.
Excuse me, I played a lot of Splatoon 1 and Splatoon 2, sir.
Have they reached any of that number?
No.
When you was playing?
No, dude, I bet every other game combined doesn't reach that number. So
you spent 82 days.
I know for sure. Like the my lifetime Monster Hunter is
I feel like yours
is ridiculous.
My lifetime, 15 years worth of time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because we got to think from 2004. Okay, so I've had multiple Monster Hunter games where the time bottomed out at 99999. Yeah, multiple games.
5.
Yeah, like
I think
like I got it.
go ahead.
I have to check. I have to check and see how much time I've logged into the PC version of Sunbreak right now.
Yeah.
It's probably ridiculous.
If I was able to log in time for Streets of Rage 2 from the Sega Genesis until now, I probably would have about 30 some years. Because I used to play Streets of Rage 2 every day
30
after
years?
school. I used to play Streets of Rage 2 along with Aero Flash for the Sega Genesis used to be my after school games, and
I'm
I
not
would
a-
play them
I'm not
for
a math expert,
years.
Ed, but I think that's pretty impossible.
That's still a low number. If we're being honest with you,
Low number.
it's no
From
no
Sega
no no no
Genesis to now.
no. It's still a low number because like let me ask you a question. Like those games are simple to beat. Like when I say simple to beat, I mean like they're not time wasters. You know,
Mm.
like they're not time consuming. Like for like when we jump on games like Monster Hunter, Destiny, Splatoon, you know, stuff like that.
But you're
Final
not,
Fan-
but
Huh?
like 7 hours per week as well because I'm a kid.
Well, 7 hours per week still though. Like Corey
From
has
19
Corey. How many hours did you say you just had?
1980 something.
See, I can't.
83.
82 days.
But going from when it's first like Aero Flash and Streets of Rage releasing on the Sega Genesis until now, for a long period of time.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can probably say I probably rival that and just playing Mega Man 2.
I could probably say that too.
Yeah, well, but I just feel like you may be coming close to like touching Corey's times and stuff like that, you know, with those games. If we want to put it in perspective like that, but I still feel like a game that you can beat in like an hour, whereas Corey and I are playing games that are self-sustaining games. Like they stay there until the servers are dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like quantitatively, like it's still unbalanced.
Yeah.
But I do respect it though, because just like you have old school games you burnt the hell up, since the beginning of time. So have I. Like there's a reason why I have emulators because I can't let these games go.
And I think that's why when you're comparing something Splatoon versus Destiny, and this happens for a lot of games, people invest their time in their favorite games, and even though another game should have that same almost time investment, even though it's good, it may not be your taste or anything. So Corey, I'm not getting on you or anything.
Sounds like
but
you are. It hurts my feelings.
but I think that's one of the things people I think sometimes don't see. Like I think when you invest a lot of time in that game, it becomes a favorite. And anything that's comparative, whether it's within the same genre or not, even though you could be spending more time in it, some people might think that, well, it's okay, but it's not my game that I invest a lot of time in. And it's just like, well, if you kind of tried it and invest some time in it, you might enjoy it. No, it's not my game and everything.
Okay,
I'm more of a I have ADHD and I can't commit to anything. But I enjoy every game I play.
So it's an hour and a half. It's an hour and a half to beat Streets of Rage 2, and this is if you're not being a completionist.
Yeah.
So an hour and a half. So let's see, an hour and a half times 7. So 1.5 times 7. My math teacher would kill me. That's 10. That's 10 and a half hours of the game per week. So.
Added with all 4 characters.
Okay, see, now you're doing too much.
Oof.
Now you're doing too much. I'm just keeping it really basic. All right, so we take that 10 and a half and multiply it by 52 because that's 52 weeks in a year, right? So we're looking at 546 hours. Now, how old are you, Ed?
I'm 42.
You're 42.
No.
And how old do you think you were when you first got the game?
When was released? I think 1993. Because I remember I was in elementary school when this game came out, and I was in love with house music, and so hearing this game, so December 20th, 1992.
All right, so from 1992 until When's the last time you played it? If you said you played it this year, then I would use.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So 30 years. Here we go. You ready for this number? 16,380 hours. That's being conservative. I have not taken into fact that you've used all 4 characters, and this is, as a matter of fact, I'm going to say all 4 of those characters go into that 7 times 1.5. So you've done 16,380 hours.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people who have eclipsed you in just playing Final Fantasy 14.
Well, yeah. But I'm thinking of, because I wonder how much time did they invested in that. Right now with people with multiplayer games, when you're invested in playing something that you can play for hours within one play. Streets of Rage 2 is limited. Mega Man, like the old retro games, are limited because you play from start to finish. There is no continuation with that or anything, unless you try to like
I said though, this is impressive as shit though. I really can't say for sure I put 16.4 thousand hours into Mega Man 2. Maybe if I combine Mega Man 2 and 3 together, maybe.
Sounds like a lot.
I know it sounds like a lot. No, you don't understand. I used to marathon those games on weekends.
Now you need to do that again.
Someone's got to. It's not gonna be me.
Which would be me.
Hey, game preservation.
Yeah, game preservation. Speaking of Overwatch, game preservation does not exist. So, anyways, what's next? What are we doing? My brain just stopped working for like 5 seconds, so I'm sorry.
Did everybody get a chance to talk about what they were playing?
No, I haven't.
Okay. We can keep doing that, or we can go ahead and actually have a real talking topic.
I mean, we could probably just have a talking topic, unless somebody has something really outstanding they want to share with the class about what they've been playing.
No,
Monster Hunter and Diafield Chronicles for me. There you go. I said it.
Is Diafield Chronicles worth it? Is it good?
It's that
sounds like a no.
Well, I can't believe about this. I can't believe about this is if you're a hardcore tactical RPG enthusiast, you've already done what you've had to do with Triangle Strategy. Diafield Chronicle is your next game.
The next one.
But if you've got other stuff going on, wait for Diafield Chronicle to go on sale. Especially given that it's on more platforms than just the Switch.
What are you playing it on, LeRon?
I'm playing the PC version.
Oh, the PC version. Okay.
Yeah.
I know. I haven't picked it up yet. Or anything.
Yeah.
One of the games that I'm waiting for. I know. I like I told Corey, I just got my Soul Hackers 2. It just came in the mail. I got Valkyrie Elysium for PlayStation 4, so I'm waiting to start that.
Oh yeah. I was about to ask you how is it? Because I kind of fell in love with the Valkyrie Profile series.
So did a lot of other people apparently, because they didn't sell enough units to stay in business. That studio's gonna file for bankruptcy soon.
I've never played the series, but this one looks very interesting. And plus, I needed something for my PlayStation 4 since pretty much Horizon 2 has been the only game since I don't have the PS5. And God of War is the next one. I was just like, I needed some stuff for my PlayStation, so I was definitely just.
Ed's fumbling. So what happens when you Skype through your Xbox, Ed?
I know. But yeah, I just haven't had that many games to get for my PlayStation 4 or anything, so that's why I just needed to get it. So I'm excited to play it and everything. But I'm really playing this Spiritfarer on Switch. Really enjoying that. And then, like I said, I'm gonna start Dead Space. Pick back up on Dead Space 1. I'm not doing that shooting segment again. No, I'll just pick up.
Wait, what shooting segment? Oh, the ADS cannon.
I hated that.
You have to do it again. You have to do it twice in the game.
I don't know what any of this means.
Okay, there's a section. So just for people who just needed a real quick Cliff's notes on what's going on with Dead Space. Basically, there's this giant ship that's called the Ishimura. That's called a planet cracker ship. This ship is designed to just like break through planets' crust and stuff to extract materials and stuff. Because we're in an energy crisis on Earth and stuff like that. So, but the problem is that when the ship like fragments a planet, all these asteroids and stuff like rise up from the planet and stuff, and now because the next closest thing with gravitational pull is the ship itself, the asteroids start bombarding the ship, and there's a thing called the ADS cannon, which the computers naturally control automatically and stuff like that, but because of the disarray that the ship is in, by the time Isaac and his crew get there, sometimes you have to manually go and handle the asteroids yourself and stuff like that. The ADS cannon is frustrating. It's frustrating. It's like playing Doom on clunky controllers with a Nintendo 64 controller.
Doom 64. It's a good one.
Yes.
Goodness. I literally, when I had played that originally, LeRon, I had to stop the game after I beat it and throw in Vanquish. Because
Vanquish makes you feel good about yourself, doesn't it?
Yes.
I love Vanquish.
I love that game.
I swear for every Vanquish and Bayonetta, like Platinum just
for every Vanquish and Bayonetta, you get that 5 garbage.
Babylon's Falls.
Good boogity.
Scalebound.
I love Platinum games, but my God, they're problematic in ways that you should not think a company would be problematic.
It's one of those things, and it's just maybe me. I mean, yeah, them working with Square is good for like the near games, but I just still feel like, man, them working with Nintendo, it's just something works with that. Just kind of almost like Sony with Insomniac, it works with that. You know,
not all the time.
Like
we got Star Fox Zero. I broke Ed's brain.
I'm sorry. Someone just sent me a Monster Hunter video where this guy is playing without his cat or his dog, and I'm like, wow, like I don't do that.
Oh, the Palama and
yeah, they left him at the camp. They left him at the camp and fight the monster by themselves. I'm like, man, like you're a traditionalist.
All I know is I think we need a sequel to Astral Chain.
Yes.
We'll get one.
No, we won't. Platinum's probably not going to be.
They already said they planned it out as a trilogy.
Really?
Yeah. Right after the first game came out, and it did so well.
They're sticking to Nintendo because I think Nintendo's about to kick them to the curb.
I mean, I think it depends on how well Bayonetta does. Let's be honest.
I have mixed feelings about how Bayonetta's going to perform.
I don't think it's going to do well at all.
Exactly.
I think the hardcore Bayonetta fans will buy it, and nobody else, which is like about 3 people, including one in this call.
Funny thing, like Bayonetta 2 was a factor in me getting the Switch.
Yeah, it's why a lot of people bought the Wii U initially too, all 12 of them.
Yeah, like, and the only reason why I didn't have any problems spending $60 for Bayonetta 2 because I bought a Switch at year 3 of the Switch life cycle. The only reason why I didn't have problems spending $60 for Bayonetta 2 is because there was 2 games in that. You know, even though I have 2 copies of the original Bayonetta for PS3. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man.
It was fun playing. It was fun playing Bayonetta again on the Switch. It was.
Yeah, but Bayonetta versus Bayonetta 2 is like, oh my gosh, there's such a huge difference in quality.
Yeah, Bayonetta 2 was it's a comfort action style game. That's why I'm kind of mad at Capcom to be like, dang, bring DMC Devil May Cry to Switch. Like, give Ninja Theory that love that they deserved on that game.
They're not going
bring
to.
That turbo
they don't. Capcom doesn't even want you to know DMC exists. They want you to
exactly not with how Devil May Cry 5 has been so successful. Devil May Cry 5 is a game that actually helped Capcom make a good year that year.
And remember, everybody hated DMC when it came out. So,
I feel like it will actually. I think it would probably sell better on Switch. I think
Ed, you think
I
everything
think
would sell
that
better on
Yeah,
Switch?
you think everything? Yeah, you do. You
But
really
know
do.
what? But
Somebody
don't
could
forget,
put
at
poop
that
in a
time-
cup and sell it on Switch, and you would say it would sell better than everyone else.
But think at that time there was so much anger towards DMC and Bayonetta at that time. Now look at it now. That Bayonetta
Why was there
2,
anger against Bayonetta though?
because it
a
was on
Switch
it was coming
it was
to
a Wii U
Nintendo.
exclusive,
It was a Wii U exclusive.
the second one.
I wasn't mad at Bayonetta so much as I was mad at like the fact that they made the decision to do that.
Well, they went to Sony and I think they was trying to get do a
No,
number
the
2,
thing-
and Sony and Microsoft.
The thing is that
was it?
no, the thing is that Sega didn't want to publish the second one, and nobody wanted it because the first one was like mediocre. I mean, it was fine, but it didn't sell well. Like it sold like 270,000 copies, I think, something 300,000 copies or something real low initially. And Nintendo needed a mature title that would sell units, and Bayonetta 2 was that. They said, hey, they went to Sega and said, hey, we'll fund this and we'll help publish it if you give it to us exclusively. And Sega said, sure, we're not putting a dime on it. And so,
Right, and so that's why everybody want the game to come to PlayStation and Xbox, because it was exclusive to Nintendo.
Well, it's not so much that the first game released on those systems. It was nowhere near Nintendo.
yeah, when you
No,
play that
I'm
on
just
the
talking about
Wii,
2. I was just talking about 2.
How would that have played on the Wii with that Wiimote? You would have automatically had to get a Pro controller.
Because of Mad World.
would have cried. Dude, Mad World wasn't very good.
Now, I will say this.
I know people like it because it's hip to like that game because it's black and white and platinum, but that game was not very good. I'm sorry.
All this reminds me of is the video games that came out. It's called Lost Kingdom and then Lost Kingdom 2.
I remember.
I played the second one. I never played the first one, but it was, I don't know, it honestly was a flop. Personally.
Lost Kingdom 2.
Yeah. But that's what it kind of reminds me of, is that they thought that if they published out Lost Kingdom 2, like it would save them, and it didn't.
Reason I bring up DMC Devil May Cry, I know we're gonna move on, is because I think there's a lot of gamers that's willing to give that game a chance.
Well, now they
are.
are.
Yeah. And let's be for real here. A lot of games that did not do well in like their initial run, like they're like unsung heroes, like like 5, 10, 15 years later, after the fact. I don't know, it's like when you see a husband and wife bickering and the husband pops off to the wife real fast and she slaps him and they're like, and he's being like, I don't know what I was thinking there, dear. I am so sorry for that. That's how gamers are about certain games, like that they're much maligned, when they launch. DMC Devil May Cry is one of them. Like I was a champion of that game. I enjoyed that. That was a really
the Xbox One version with the turbo, like the definitive version. Loved that game with the turbo on.
Yeah, like it was a refreshing experience to me, and I was one of those people that Devil May Cry made me sick because Devil May Cry 1 was phenomenal. Devil May Cry 2 was like this is almost a dumpster fire. Devil May Cry 3 brought it back, and then Devil May Cry 4 comes out and it's like, oh, so we're no longer, so now we've got a game where like we don't even play with the actual hero of the game anymore. What is this shit? I joke all the time. I was like, Devil May Cry, the game with not Dante in it, because you and also if I'm being honest, like I feel like Devil May Cry 4 was definitely lazy because like you played every board of the game with Nero, and then you played him in reverse with Dante.
And
I
Nero
really
was
feel like that
arguably
game's
the better character because he had more moves because of his the devil arm or whatever.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
you
I
played
feel
out.
like that game was. Oh, go ahead, Corey. I'm
Nope,
sorry.
you go, Ed.
No, I was just gonna say that I feel like that game is worse than Devil May Cry 2.
DMC 4.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yes.
I agree. Well, one of the worst things they did, and I think it's because I don't know if it's because the game changed engines or whatnot. Because remember, Devil May Cry was built on a hybrid engine of what ultimately became Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well.
Okay, so
DMC, the Ninja Theory one was built on Unreal.
So I remember, so in Devil May Cry 1, the original one, like there was this thing you could do where like if you basically like jammed on the button that he used to shoot Ebony and Ivory, it was almost like watching like those old westerns where like people are just going super fast with the guns.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah.
Devil May Cry 2, you could not do that to save your life. Even if you had a rapid fire controller, he would just and I was like, and that part pissed me off so badly because I was like, I feel like that part, like the game lost its stylish flair right there. That was one thing, right? Devil May Cry 3 comes out, and he almost had it back. You know, it wasn't as super fast as it was in Devil May Cry 1, but I paid attention to it, and I was like, you know what, I can deal with this. And, you know, the game's balls crushingly hard, by the way, but you need to still, you know, we do what we must, you know, when we like games.
and I think that's why, well, because 2 and 3, I think we had different directors and everything.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Yeah.
Well, it's because the original creator of Devil May Cry was.
Didn't he leave to go to Tango? I mean,
no,
isn't that
he
what
made
happened?
he was one of the people who made Platinum.
He made Bayonetta.
I thought they were both part of Capcom, and then because he left Platinum to go. He left Platinum to go do Tango. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. Practically all those Clover Studio people. That's Platinum.
Yeah.
Yay, Okami!
Love that
another underrated gem.
And that's why I want Beautiful Joe back so bad.
It takes a special. It takes a special kappa. Yeah, Hideki Nomura.
Kamiya.
I'm sorry, Nomura. I'm thinking Final Fantasy. Well, not Final Fantasy so much.
Kingdom Hearts,
which we're not going to talk about tonight. We're not.
Kingdom Hearts, guys. Kingdom Hearts is.
Shut your face. No.
It's beautiful.
We're not.
We're going to walk away before anyone hears
Donald Duck and Goofy.
Donald Duck is
King
the best
Mickey.
part of the. Donald Duck is the best part of that game. Why did they give that? Why does
first songs? 2 songs are the best thing about that game.
Why did they not give Donald Duck a freaking Keyblade? I have questions and I have concerns and I have issues.
He's not a chosen one. Okay.
Yeah, and he's like one of the worst characters in the game.
What?
I need to play Kingdom Hearts 3.
No, you don't.
At least I need to play it so I can say that wow.
I'm going to bed now. Like everybody wants to reach me, you can catch me on social media.
I'm sending you love, LeRon.
How about this? In Kingdom Hearts 4, Donald Duck will get its Keyblade, which will be like made in 20 more years.
You're right about that part.
Hold on. Will it release before Final Fantasy VII Part 3?
The Final Fantasy VII remakes are going to be done.
I'm actually quite excited. I want to play them all in like a row. I'm waiting, but
there's not even informational in Kingdom Hearts 4.
I thought about doing that, but I was like, you know what? Because it worked out for me perfectly with the Mass Effect trilogy. But I was like, you know what? With the Mass Effect trilogy, I was not in a hurry to play those games. So waiting for the actual trilogy drop was the best thing that could happen for me. Final Fantasy VII Remake, when I saw how good the remake, because my roommate was playing, when I saw how good the remake was, I was like, oh shit. It's like those TikToks like, I fucked up.
Right, yeah. You're already hooked.
I was waiting for a sale.
Is it bad that
you're already signing
Ed, you saw I got it on sale. Like,
yeah, we both got it.
You were on the phone with me. I was like, Travis got buy 2 get 1 free sale, and Final Fantasy VII Remake is on it. I'm getting it.
Yeah, because I think we both got 7. I got I know I got Cyberpunk because you already had it, but you had got something else, and I got
7 Remake. I got DBZ Kakarot, which is getting its PS5 upgrade for free. You know, like real soon.
A free upgrade on PlayStation?
Right?
What?
I know. It's not first party. That's why. And then I got the BioShock collection for the Switch, which that actually turned out to be a very good purchase.
I believe it.
I just got the collection for Xbox for like $6.
You know what's stupid about the whole BioShock collection though? I bought it on the Switch because I could not find another game. You didn't take advantage of the buy 2 get 1 free. I bought it on the Switch. I already have all the BioShock games. I bought them all for $1 on PC. I already had them in my library. But I was like, But I was like, I couldn't get the buy two get one free, and every other game Target had at the time was trash. It was either trash that was on the buy two get one free, or it was not part of the buy two get one free. Because I told Ed I would have gotten Ghost of Tsushima if it was on the buy two get one free sale, but it was not on the sale. But yeah, it's sitting there staring at me for $60. I was like, come on, like I can pay $60 for this and get a free game.
That's why if I see a sale on Best Buy, add to the cart, add to the cart, add to the cart. Black Fridays, shoot, I'm having about 9 to 10 games already in my cart for $124 some.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I feel about Amazon.
Yeah, I buy everything on Amazon.
I don't buy new releases on Amazon. I buy games that are already out on Amazon because like there's so much heartbreak, like with a pre-order.
I don't understand that. I've never had an issue with a pre-order on Amazon.
I've never done a pre-order through Amazon, but I just hear the horror stories. I'm like, I don't need this drama in my life.
I also have 3 distribution warehouses within like 45 minutes of my house.
So my Astro Chain came late after I pre-ordered it. I pre-ordered the Fire Emblem 3 House Collection. They lost it. They never delivered it to my house, and I pre-ordered that. Like a lot of stuff from Amazon, I pre-ordered and I completely stopped after my Astro Chain came 10 days after the game came out.
Try to do it the old-fashioned way. Just go to GameStop. Just do it there.
Oh, I switched to Best Buy because Best Buy was just like, you can pre-order now. We have your game ready for when you come in and pick it up. So I switched everything to them, and I get since I get my $5 coupons and stuff, I can use that on my pre-orders to drop the price.
Okay, that's smart.
Well, I tell people all the time they should be pre-ordering from Best Buy. Best Buy does a better job than GameStop.
Yeah, but do they have like the fun stuff that GameStop gives you though, like the keychain?
See, that's the thing about it. I don't understand why.
So
I hate GameStop so much.
This is the thing. Do pre-order it? Oh, dang nabbit.
Dang nabbit.
Ed's broken again, guys.
That wascally wabbit.
with GameStop, when because what would happen is if you don't get your pre-order at a certain time, they'll sell it to somebody else, or they'll fill another pre-order. Because if I didn't get in time to get my Xenoblade Chronicles 2 collection, they would have sold it to somebody else, even though I paid the whole thing off.
Yeah, your pre-order is guaranteed for 48 hours, even if it's paid off. That's kind of bullshit, But I understand, like they need if the unit's still sitting, even though it's already paid for, if the unit's still sitting in their shelf, it hurts their sell through.
They were ready to sell mine the day it came out.
Yeah,
that just tells me that one of the employees wanted it.
Oh yeah, that's
it. Is. I used to work at GameStop, so
yeah, I used to run a GameStop. I know too.
We already know. We're sorry.
It sucks to be you. You spent $199.99 on this game, but you didn't pick it up by Monday.
Right. And then you got to pray that it's online, but you could still have your code on the receipt, but we're just going to wait for them to send us another one just for you.
I have a serious question. I have a serious question for you guys. Do you feel like I feel where like if you're buying digital games, if you're buying if you're buying physical games, I feel like in this day and age, if you buy a physical copy, they should give you a digital code for free.
I mean, I kind of feel that way too. I think it's probably about time for that, but also like how many people are going to trade in the game? I don't know. I feel like
you bring up a very good point right there.
I mean, maybe they make like a digital plus edition that costs like an extra $10 or $15 or $20 or something where you get both.
Well, to them, they feel like that's losing sales. Of why not make $120 instead of making $60?
Okay. Here's the thing about it. Here's how you do that. Then you lock both the physical and the digital version behind the same code. So when you buy the physical version, and when you go to redeem your game, you have to use your code for the physical, which locks it in, which they're basically, I know it's like DRM, like an overdrive, whatnot, but if they're really worried about like losing their sales and stuff like that, like the same code you get for digital is the same. If you buy an attached bundle, like the same code you get for digital, you have to use it for physical.
Well, this is the problem. Then it's because then trade-ins is going to be a problem because
trade-ins. Well, here's the thing about it. Trade-ins won't be a problem though, because if it's locked to your account, guess what?
Yeah.
You trade your game in. You have.
Well, that's what Xbox originally tried to do, right? And
everybody was pissed off about. That's what I'm saying. It
goes back to that conversation I had where gamers are like, I don't know what I was thinking. I'm sorry.
People would think that, hey, if I'm spending $60 and I'm getting 2 copies, I could keep the physical, trade in this digital version, and use that credit to something else.
Why would you trade in a digital version? You can't trade digital.
You keep the digital and you trade the physical.
Trade the physical.
But it would. I think I guess I'm going to be the bad guy for the podcast tonight. I think companies need to revisit that whole thing because, like, I'm one of those people. Like, GameStop should have been dead by now.
I know, God,
yes.
Gosh,
GameStop should have been dead by now. Like,
they got help during COVID during that whole moment where they were.
Didn't Microsoft invest something in them? Like,
Microsoft invested some sort of like, you know how they were going to do that big community, like revamp the stores to be more community driven and have like a cafe or whatever in them.
I haven't seen that shit yet.
Just because they scrapped the plans because it cost too much money, and then COVID happened. And they weren't bringing any money in.
No, this was in the middle of COVID.
No, this was right before COVID started.
I thought okay, so I thought they closed all those Microsoft headquarters locations, like those retail locations, and then this was kind of like the birth child of it, like not the brainchild of the whole thing. Like they were like, oh well, like GameStop is back on the bubble now, so let's put this idea into them and help them out and stuff like that. That's what I thought it was, because the whole stocks thing, that was during COVID. That was during the first year of COVID.
Oh yeah, I just seen an article on it. Was March of 2020 about the whole them trying to add it to a cafe. They've only done it to one, and it was the Oklahoma one, but then it looks like it ended up closing.
Oklahoma,
wow,
of all places. Like they could put it in a metro area.
Isn't that Austin's neck of the woods, Oklahoma?
Yeah,
it's Austin's fault.
Yeah.
Austin shut down that GameStop.
Yeah, but no. What I'm saying is, like, I think the companies need to like revisit this idea and stuff like that because I mean, okay, number one, it fixes the whole thing because everybody complains that digital games are too expensive. They do. They feel like the cost of digital games should be the cost of digital games should be cheaper to incentivize people buying more digital copies. I mean, like you look at physical and digital sales, like they seem to be kind of on parity, but people always complain that is like, why is it, like it's almost like Switch games in reverse. Like we have all these digital games on the storefronts that are still full price when in the stores, like they're like pennies on the dollar, and stuff like that.
I think one of the things is, and it's just maybe me, it's like the licensing and everything to these games. Like,
what do you mean?
Right, because the thing about it is that some people feel like if you're paying for the digital version, you're really paying for the license.
You're paying that in the physical version too, though.
Right, but people don't think of license when it comes to the physical. They think that they literally own the game because they could pop it in and play it. Now, this is different from Nintendo and PlayStation and Microsoft and everything. And the reason why I say it's different is because of if you pop a game in for Switch, if you're using your whatever characters, your main character or whatever, you can play the game without no problem. Where they won't take it offline or whatever. People think that stuff with digital would be like PT, where even though you downloaded the demo and everything, you can't play that game anymore. And if you cut your system online, Konami's going to automatically erase your game, even though you paid nothing for it. There, people thinking that it's connected to a license and everything. So we'll take it off and everything. We talked about Overwatch. They removed that whole game, and people paid money to get Overwatch. Luckily, it is free to play.
I don't think anyone can get Overwatch 1 anymore. I don't think PC
No,
side.
no,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no.
But I mean, why would you though?
Because I think of people
Well,
who have some. Oh, go ahead, Corey.
Sorry. Their original plan was to have the multiplayer be crossplay against Overwatch 1 and Overwatch 2. Like that multiplayer client would be the same, and then Overwatch 2 would you would have to own Overwatch 2 to play like that weird campaign and all like the single player event stuff that they're adding and stuff like that. And they were gonna like quietly sunset Overwatch 1 eventually, but then they're like, that seems like a bad idea, like everybody else, and Overwatch 2 is now a thing, and Overwatch 1 is gone. But it was smart making it free to play, because they originally weren't going to make it free to play.
Right.
So,
yeah, I'm happy they did that.
Yeah.
Because I literally just bought Overwatch, I think, Christmas?
Yeah.
The first one?
Yeah. And the thing, too, is like, if you own Overwatch 1, you get stuff in Overwatch 2 now. So, including all the heroes unlocked automatically, which is...
Yes.
I bought Overwatch 1. I installed it on my Xbox and never played the game. So...
Well, you got the characters, so yay.
Yay. And everything. But I think that's the thing. It's just for a lot of people, they argue the first thing would be license and stuff. Now, I will say, LeRon, because PlayStation used to do this, there was some games that if you bought it physically, you got a digital copy of that game, which was cool.
Was that during PS3 era? I can't remember.
Yeah,
because I remember MotorStorm was one of them, I think.
Yeah.
And I loved it when Nintendo did it with Mario Kart. You bought Mario Kart 8, but you got another game of like 4 games that you could choose from free. So you got like Pikmin, I think Super Mario Brothers U.
That was more like a digital promo,
yeah. But I think I kind of like that kind of two-in-one game. That at least that I brought this physical, at least I could get another game for free. The
reason why I suggested it like that though is because like if we look at certain things like when it comes to technology and stuff, like for example like one of the best things Microsoft did when they introduced the Xbox 360 is basically they made it to a point where like people had to get broadband internet, and at the time I was like, why are you forcing me to get internet and stuff like that? But guess what? They helped usher in probably a better version of the information age that we did not know we needed. Apple also does this. Apple gives us shit that we didn't realize we needed, until like it's down the road and it's like, oh yeah, I can't imagine doing it any other way now, so like that. There's companies that do that and innovate that and things like that, So when we look at the whole digital versus physical debacle that we have going on right now, like, back when I was gainfully employed at GameStop and stuff like that, we used to have meetings where we wondered if we were going to have a job because like we heard about Microsoft and Sony like trying to kill the buy sell trade like culture of gaming and stuff like that. So so what changed is the fact that like a new board of directors came to GameStop, and now everybody's in each other's pockets or whatnot, because I feel like the companies always turn around and say we're trying to protect our properties. This is why like like the PlayStation Network apocalypse happened, when the code was broken and people were able to jailbreak PS3s for the first time and stuff like that. We're trying to protect our properties and stuff like that. Oh, you protect your properties at the detriment of like the actual consumers, when the consumers would be the best thing to help you if you're trying to protect your property, and kill like the used sales market, hurting your profits and stuff like that. Digital games, outside development, digital games don't cost companies crap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's more profit for them.
Yeah, so there are still people out there that still want to. There are people out there who still want to have physical copies. We can appease them. Like you buy your digital copy, you get a physical copy for free. It's attached to your actual product code for your digital. And guess what? If you have to trade this in, the next person that buys this pre-owned copy is going to be a locked copy that they're going to have to pay the licensing to get it unlocked. And
this sounds a lot like that online. What was the online pass that games came with? Remember during the 360 and PS3 age? To play online.
And the way to be fair about EA was doing it. I remember that. The way to be fair about that is you make it a fair price. You know, like if the game,
well,
so like
$10 I think at the time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, you know what, people literally fuck up $10 on DLC they don't need for a game. They do not need for a game. You know.
What was Elder Scrolls when it first came out, the microtransaction with the horse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know.
All I'm saying is people spend money on DLC for cosmetics and stuff like that. I don't understand that culture, you know, stuff like that, because like there's a whole bunch of cosmetic stuff for Monster Hunter that's out, and I'm like, ooh, it's so pretty, but I'm not buying it because it does nothing for my game, you know, stuff like that, you know, so yeah, I feel like if people are willing to spend money for like pedantic freaking DLC, like they would not have any problem spending $10 to unlock a license for a game that they didn't have to pay full price for.
Well, I think, yes, I agree. I definitely, I would say with Microsoft, because when they had their online service go down and people couldn't play games that they bought, not Game Pass stuff, little additional stuff that they could not, that they paid for, they could not play on their Xbox.
Well, were that's the flaws. That's the flaws of DRM and Denuvo. Like Denuvo's hurt a lot of people. Like, you know,
it's coming to Switch apparently.
It's coming to Switch too. I was like, oof.
But Nintendo said they didn't want it. One of them did.
Well, third parties want it, and you can implement it on a game by game basis. So.
Oh, okay. So I know, like with Nintendo, when it comes to physical, people are just like, if I don't get this physical game, I know in a year or two, once that print stops, it's going to be $100+ some dollars. So I'm going to spend the money on getting this physical.
It's because Nintendo's just the master of that, because like you short print any game on a cartridge that costs money. Like, okay, so the cartridge costs more than a disc, right? Mm-hmm. And then companies are going to short print it because they don't want to spend all that money, and they know the hardcore fans will buy it right up front. And then when people don't buy it, I mean, look at Wii and Wii U games right now, like, you know, and GameCube, right? Like I've been trying to hunt down my missing GameCube games for a while now, and like all of them are super expensive, and you know, I've told that story 100 times on here by now anyway, but like I'm just never going to get those games back because they're just too expensive, and I have to live with that, which is fine, right? But like it still sucks. But that's because like Nintendo always uses some sort of specialized thing that's short printed, and third parties don't want to spend the money, and niche games always get short printed. And, you know, I mean, you're always going to be able to find Mario and Zelda, but like, look at that Metroid Prime trilogy on Wii, like how popular the Wii was, and like that was short printed, right? And now it costs a ton of money, and if you want the steelbook, it costs even more.
I think that's why it's important to, when it comes to physical, if people ignore it, there's gonna get a point in time where you might like, you know what, I think they probably still got this game at the store, and you don't find it, people start to panic like crazy.
Yeah, which is why
I understand. I feel for people that you know, there's people out there that are collectors and want physical and stuff like that. I kind of like straddle the line with physical versus digital. You know, like Corey kind of helped me get into a more digital frame of mind as far as gaming and stuff now. So like now I pick and choose when I'm going to get something physical.
Yeah, I try to, like, if I really like the franchise, I will get the physical edition, right? Like all the Zelda games I'll have physically, right? Or you know, Xenoblade or Destiny, even like those discs don't have anything, like that game just, it means something to me, so I like having it on the shelf, you know, like, but it's not like I'm playing those cartridges, you know. I just, especially Nintendo games, because you never know if their online system's going to carry over, or you're going to be able to carry your games forward. I can't tell you how many Switch games I have digitally, and I'm like terrified that they're not like whatever their next console is just not going to be able to play them because oh, 3DS and Wii U games are going away. Bye.
And I think that's why I treat like even Xbox and Sony and PlayStation. I treat them like Nintendo. I go out and get their physical versions of the games because I know, for me personally, I like to look at my physical library of games, and I need to know, and I like to be like, in case if anything happens, if I could pop the disc in and play, I'm good to go.
Yeah, but that's the thing too with like. That was the big deal about Halo, the Halo Infinite Physical Edition, right? Yeah, because half of the multiplayer is not on the disc at all. First of all, and second of all,
right,
half of the game is not on the disc. Literally half the game
even out yet.
And so it's like, well, do you even bother buying the physical disc at that point? I don't know. Or like, what about all these Xbox One games you buy? Right, and they all have Series X patches, right? Like Gears 5 has a Series X patch where you can play the game at 120 frames a second instead of 30. You know, like, oh, well, this disc is useless. I might as well just put my drink on it because it's as good as a coaster.
Yep, all the Destiny games, because you have to go and buy the extension pass to actually play the stories.
Yeah, I mean, the data that's on the Destiny 2 disc doesn't even exist in the game anymore, which is wild.
But LeRon, I'll like Ghost of Tsushima, The Last of Us. Like when it's a Sony game, really like Sony and Microsoft, any kind of new release game, that's why I order it at Best Buy because I'm like I want to go and get it and everything. I've stopped doing with Target because they want to wait for 10 years to find the game in the back when they should have had it out when they open. But the same way that I treat my Switch games, I treat PlayStation and Xbox. I'm pre-ordering that day so I could go and get it.
Oh yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not accusing you of doing anything different on that. It's just. I just feel like like once again, like gamers trap themselves in weird and awful scenarios when it doesn't have to be that way and stuff like that. And I feel like this whole physical versus digital thing can be easily fixed. Someone just has to take the initiative and stuff like that, and just figure out a way that's something that's consumer friendly. Because a lot of these companies are not consumer friendly. We know this to be self-evident. And it's just one of these things, like all three companies are doing stuff that, definitely is like, hey, we're consumer friendly, but at the same time, they also do something that's anti-consumer. It's like, what the hell are y'all doing? Like Nintendo does it, Microsoft does it, Sony definitely does it, and stuff like that, and it's just one of these things where, like, it's a vicious cycle. Like they make a decision, good or bad, they get ate up, by consumers.
I just love games. I can't.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
Don't lie, Ed. You hate games.
I love games.
You hate games. I read your blog.
I love games.
It's called edhatesgames.com.
I had to make it up to Corey because I missed Monday's recording, so I had to find a game that I could send.
It's fine. I'm recording too much anyway, which is why half of this stuff's going away. So yeah, I mean, going back to what LeRon said probably like 20 minutes ago at this point, like I wish boxes came with just like, even if they sold like boxes with digital codes in them, like because like Ed, I like to see the physical library on my shelf and like, oh, that's cool. Look at all my games. Look how awful of a human I am for spending all this money. And then like, I don't want to have to take the disc or the cartridge out of the box and put it in first world problems, right? Like I like the convenience of digital where I can just like flop through games where I don't have to take the disc out, put it away, get another one out, put it in, blah, 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 wait for an update. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, what's going on?
Now that's what I don't like is when it's an empty box and it's just a digital code. I'm like, this is a sin.
At this
point.
If
you think about it, Fortnite does it and they sell it at Best Buy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I saw the hard copy of Fortnite.
Yeah, they put a new one out every like 3 months, a new Fortnite box because it has skins in it.
If PC gamers got over this, Ed, you can get over it too, because it's been happening in PC for over a decade.
I would say since Half-Life 2 came out.
I remember I bought Battlefield 2040. I gotta make sure. It's about
not the newest one that came out.
I think it's 2142.
Does anybody remember their first digital game purchase?
Ooh.
Well, I remember. Actually, hold on.
Hold on. Would WiiWare count or
Or what we got, like our first digital copy of a video game ever.
First digital copy. I mean, I wouldn't really count like Virtual Console or WiiWare or anything like that.
I was about to say Mario Kart on the Nintendo 64 is like first digital game that I've had. Or no, not digital, but actual hard copy, not digital.
It would have to. I know for me, it would have to be something on PlayStation 3. And I cannot.
Yeah, I think PS3 was the first. I think PS3 was probably the first place where I ever bought something. Oh, as a matter of fact, I know for sure. Like it had to be one of the fighting games. It was probably Tekken 5: Dark Resurrection, because that was digital only. Like you couldn't buy a physical disc.
So, for me, it was. Remember Gears Judgment. When you went to buy it, they gave you the first 3 games digitally. If you bought the physical collector's edition or whatever, that was like $100, and they gave you the first 3 games digitally for free. And so I downloaded them on my Xbox 360, and then I was like, "Man, this is convenient." And then I went and bought the first Assassin's Creed game digitally.
Yeah, I would have to go on my PS2 because everything first party wise, well, most of the first party stuff that Sony released are brought. I think it would have to be like an indie game. I think because like even with the big AAA stuff, I bought physically. I think it has to be an indie game on there.
Yeah, I guess I kind of forgot about indie games.
I would say I think I could remember Cave Story being the first one. Being the first game that I brought, which will probably be on Wii, for WiiWare, because I remember playing that as on the PC when I was going to college, but the full game and everything, I think I brought on WiiWare as a digital game.
Interesting.
For digital, I would have to say that Wario game on Switch. Well, now it's on Switch. It was on Wii U.
Maybe shoot. Maybe I'm not thinking back. Maybe I'm not thinking back far enough because I guess I probably had a digital game first on the Nintendo DS before I ever had one on my PS3.
I will say I can't remember buying Monster Hunter Tri Ultimate on Wii U. That was my first AAA digital game. Because I remember looking everywhere trying to find that game physically, and they never did one.
It breaks my heart because Corey broke my Monster Hunter tradition. Like with Monster Hunter Rise, first Monster. Actually,
don't blame me.
No, never mind. Never mind. No, I'm lying because I bought Monster Hunter World digital for PS4.
Plus, like, the way games are just updated and stuff these days. And, like, I mean, look at the Cyberpunk fiasco, too, right? Like, it's just like, why is there even any reason to buy discs anymore? And I understand people like their physical copies, right? It's just like, you're never going to get that full experience. Like, Shadow of the Tomb Raider is a great example. Like, so that game went gold, I think, 10 weeks out before release. Guess what they did the last 10 weeks of that game and is in the day one patch that does not exist on the disc. The ending. If you play that game unpatched and you make it to the end, if you make it through all the bugs and you make it to the end, it has an entirely different ending.
I thought it was already complete because I remember finishing that game. They patched the end.
Dude, they patched the ending in with the day one patch. It's an entirely. I did not know that. Go on YouTube. You can watch the unpatched ending, and it's a totally different ending. It's crazy. It's wild.
Because I remember when I got that game, I played it straight so I could beat it. I remember beating it and getting an ending. So the ending that I got is different than what was originally intended. Did not know that at all.
Yeah. So, Video games, everybody. You know, buy them and enjoy them. I don't care how you do it.
Just do it.
Do it. All right. Well, since it's late and spoilers, we have another show to record. We're gonna get out of here. Cordy, thank you so much for your time tonight. We appreciate
Thanks, I had fun.
We appreciate you. You're welcome back anytime.
Definitely.
So why don't you remind everybody where they can find you on the internet?
Oh gosh, you can find me on Twitter and you can find me on Twitch, Cordy_yikes.
Nice.
Those are the two fun places you can find me. I'm learning every day on Twitter.
Oh boy, Twitter's dangerous. Ed, where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at ThatVertical and on Instagram. You can find me also on Discord. Check me out on Nintendo Power Block and Nintendo Expansion Pass, Talk the Walk, and other podcasts here on Boss Rush Network. And you can check our writings on bossrush.net. I am, like I said, I am writing the 5 obscure spooky games, so you guys will be able to check that out soon. And read my review for Saints Row if you guys are still interested or kind of wondering if you should get it or not. You will probably be amazed. People have been picking it up lately, and they've been enjoying the game. So give that one, give my review a read. Yeah.
I've heard mixed reviews. I don't know what to do. LeRon, where can we find you?
As always, you can find me on social media at X's803, and also remember that is also my Twitch and YouTube channels, as well as my PlayStation Network and Steam ID codes. And do not forget, Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my YouTube channel is the Crossroads Video Game Podcast with myself, Stoy, and Andre, where we talk about all things PlayStation, PC, and Xbox, a little other stuff. Every now and then Nintendo gets thrown in there. So yeah, it's not a completely rigid show like it used to be back on day one.
Oh, we did talk about Nintendo last night.
Oh, yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Sorry, I was there. Although it wasn't as positive as you might think it was. Uh-oh. Anyways, you can find me at IamCoreyNHD on Twitter and Instagram. You can also find me on Nintendo Power Block, on this show, on Standard F, and a variety of other things here on the Boss Rush Network. Remember to follow us on Twitter at Boss Rush Podcast, at Boss Rush Network. Check out bossrush.net. I want to thank everybody for watching and or listening, and until next time. Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.